Now the question is, why is it called as the Great Commission? It is called as the Great Commission because the one who is giving this commission is a sovereign. It has dominion over everything. He has defeated death. He has conquered everything. He said and it was done. He touched and it was healed. This is the place from, this is the point of authority from where the commission is coming, and hence it is a great commission. Jesus said, all authority on heaven and earth is given to me. Further, he also says that go and make disciples of all nations. He doesn't say go to America. He doesn't say go to England. He says go to the remotest part of the world. Go to everywhere on this earth. To the remotest place, to the tiniest island, to those lofty mountains, to the jungles of Africa, to the jungles of South America. Go and make disciples. That is the commission. It tells us to go everywhere, to go across. And he says, teach them all that I have commanded you. Everything that has been commanded by the Lord has to be spoken about to people, has to be taught to his children. The first and the most important point, it says his authority. And Jesus said, all authority on heaven and earth has been given to me. I'm reading from Matthew 28 verse 18. I want you to notice today his authority as spoken in the Great Commission. He is sovereign. He has all the authority. Yet he loved us, and thereby on the cross he gave his life for us. And on the third day, our sovereign God defeated death, became a victor. He was not someone who was defeated, but he was the one who defeated death. He's a victor. He rose again and he became a champion. He is indeed a champion. If you believe that, say amen. The second aspect that we see of this great commission is the assignment. And the commission that has been given is clear to us. And it says, and the central theme and the central message and the central command is go and make disciples. A disciple is a learner. A disciple is a follower. A disciple is like an apprentice. In those days, there were never these coaching classes or technical institutes. If I had to become a mason, I had to live with a mason. I had to see his life. I had to learn from him on the job. If I had to be a baker, I had to be with a master chef or a master baker. And similarly, if I had to be a carpenter, I have to live like a carpenter and learn from the job. My master's life would be my lifestyle. I would copy him to very end. The moment he wakes up, my observation would start from the very end. And as an apprentice, I would learn from him and copy everything that he teaches me. Church is not a monument, but it is a movement. We are called to go out to the people. We are called to go out to the unreached. We are called to go out to the sick and to the poor and to the needy and to the oppressed and to the orphan and to the widow. Point number one. Point number two is we are called to baptize people. Now it's a big topic, and due to paucity of time, I'll not speak much on baptism. But baptism is an outward declaration of someone who has genuinely repented and believed in Jesus Christ. So when we hear Jesus saying, go and baptize, it means you have shared the gospel to that person. Now so help the person to come out faith in him. When you baptize, he repents and he publicly declares his faith. It has to happen publicly. His assurance, how comforting, that the sovereign God, he says, I am there. Behold, I am with you always to the end of age. And how amazing is this promise that God has given to us, especially in these difficult times. Hudson Taylor was an English missionary. His parents were Methodist priests. He came from an aristocratic background. He had a huge drive and a clear need to serve to the people of China. And he was the one who started the China Inland Mission. He was so moved by his call to serve China that he adapted himself as per the Mandarin people. He changed his look. He learned the language. He transformed Bible in those many languages, in Mandarin and the other languages, so he can reach out to people effectively. and God blessed him. And and we know that China Inland Mission, which is still active and engaged today in China, is you can read about China Inland Mission, and I'm sure you'll be blessed by their work. Money, no money. Health, no health. Eloquence, no eloquence. Rich, poor. One leg or no leg. Our call is to pursue the divine charge that we have. Our call is to pursue what Christ has told us, to go forth, to step out and to make disciples and to make people like Him. Let's be a missional church. Let's step out of our comfort zone. Let's give God our 5 loaves and 2 fish, knowing that He will use that to build our church, to build people's life and to bless people.